Hey guys, welcome to Franklin Woodworks. In today's video, I'll be continuing on the neck and creating the channel for the truss rod. Now, if you remember in the last installment, I made a grave error, and now I have to make a way to fix it. Remember how I said that the center line is your friend? Well, wood that is parallel to the center line is pretty important too. In order to route the channel for the truss rod, which I should have done before I routed the neck shape, having the full neck blank would have allowed me to simply run the neck blank down my fence on the router table. Routing the shape of the neck would normally have ruined that, but I got lucky. As you can see here, the neck blank is longer than my template. Fortunately, I didn't route the end of the neck blank off. As soon as I got to the end of the template, I pulled the neck blank away from the router. Now here you can see where the template actually extends out further than the neck blank. Now don't worry, that's normal for the headstock, and that's something that we address later. But having these 2 points of pristine coplanar wood saved my bacon. I'll show you how in a minute. But first I have to transfer all of the lines made on my detailed drawing to the neck blank. These lines, which I draw across the top and extend onto the sides, will show me where the truss rod begins and ends. However, because the truss rod has 3 different widths at different points, I'll need these lines to show me where I have to route when I change router bits. Now that that's done, I have to build a jig that will allow me to run something along my router table fence. And I can attach the neck to the jig at the 2 points I talked about earlier with double stick tape, and a couple of clamps for good measure. Now I have to position the router fence so that the router bit is exactly centered on my center line. I also have to draw lines on the table at the beginning and end of the router bit itself. Now using these lines with the lines on the neck, I know exactly where I need to start the channel and where I need to stop. Just like when I routed the neck shape, I'm going to take very shallow passes. You don't want the router bit to catch, just like it did right there. Fortunately, this happened on the first pass, so hopefully the damage won't be too bad, since I'm taking shallow passes. Anyway, I'll continue to make passes with the router bit, cutting a bit deeper each time, and I'll check my progress with the truss rod itself to make sure I don't go too far. Once I'm done with the routing, since the router bits are round, I have to square off the ends with a chisel. With that done, let's get started on the body. Now, just like the neck, I've traced out the body shape, and I'm cutting it out on the bandsaw, trying to stay really close to my lines without touching them. On a guitar where the body is one piece, I would do all my internal routing before I cut out the body. So that means I would route for my pickups, the control cavity, the neck pocket, before I cut out the body shape. It's just easier to run a router on a big piece of wood. But with this design, I don't have that luxury. I'll have to do all of my routing after I glue everything together, and that will be a big pain. So again, just like the neck, I attach the template to the body wings and route the final body shape. Small passes, don't forget the small passes. Now the fun part. And I mean that seriously. This is one of the parts of building a guitar that I absolutely love. Adding contours to the body. Now I use all kinds of tools to do this, from angle grinders, sanders, wood files, and rasps. Doing all this by hand makes every guitar unique, and I seem to get more daring with every guitar I do. However, this is the easy part of contouring. Once I get the neck and body glued up, the contours that allow for easy access to the higher frets are a little more difficult and tedious, but I love it just the same. So that's it for this episode. Next time I'll continue with the neck and begin to shape the profile and start to work on the fretboard. So feel free to subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. So until next time, just keep your strings in tune and practice your scales, and don't forget to tip your luthier. Thanks for watching, and there you go.